Good, my people. It's your coach PK coming at your live. I'm here with Sedale Threatt Jr., a lead coach nowadays, but also in his own day, he was one of the greatest player BigV has ever seen. How are you doing, Sedale?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you. So I've got a few things that I wrote down here, and I'll ask you a couple of questions. So just to remind everybody, if you're not aware, Sedale Threatt in 2006 he was a BigV All-Star. 2010 and 2011 BigV champion. In 2010 he was actually finals MVP. 2011, 2013, 2014, 2015 Golden Hands, and so this is just some of the things Sedale has done on his playing times. Sedale Threatt is also the son of Sadele Threatt Sr, who's played in the NBA for the Los Angeles Lakers. Sedale Jr, why did you choose to play with number 5 when your dad plays with number 3?
Usually, it was just one of those ones where, again, you want to forge your own path. You know what I mean? So I've always liked the number 5, and so really it was just one of those ones where I do like single numbers. I didn't really want to have a double-digit number, so 5 seemed to be a pretty good number. So that's really the only reason. I'm not really particular about numbers like that, you know, but yeah, just again wanted to forge my own path.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, like I said before, Sedale Threatt is now a coach pretty much, and they have got this institution, the AUBD, so which stands for Australian Basketball Development, and they've been doing it for quite a while together with his dad. How is it going? Are we going to see the next Josh Giddey or the next Brent Simmons coming out of this college?
Look, it's been going well. We've been operating since 2008, you know, and we've worked with hundreds, if not thousands, of kids now over the, close to 20 years. We've been operating, again, it's something that's a passion for us, giving back. My dad, coming from a lower socioeconomic background, he had a lot of coaches that gave back to him, and, at no cost, just for the love of it. But there was always instilled in him that, you got to give it back to the next generation, because that's how the game continues to evolve. And obviously he's instilled that in me, and it's something that we brought full circle and created AUBD, again, to give back to the next generation of Australian talent. And so we've had 150 of our kids have, gone to the American college system. We got a few guys in the NBL right now. I had 1 or 2 guys make it to the NBA from this program. So for us, it's just about providing them experience. And really, it's set up to be a complement to, the VJBL system and the established basketball system. A lot of the, especially with the VJBL, a lot of the training sessions are geared, towards teams, get preparing for a Friday night game. And so in most cases, the individual skill development is sort of taking a back seat. So we've designed our program, again, to be a complement to that, to help develop some of the skills that where there's not a lot of time, within the current basketball system to really focus on. So it's been going well. We do have a lot of talent. We always have had a lot of talent, but we wanted to make the program a bit younger as well. So, working with kids as young as 9, 10 years old. Just because over the years, early on we were working kids 15, 16 and up, but we found that they had a lot of bad habits, and so it took a lot of time to change that. So, for the last probably 4 or 5 years, we made a conscious effort to start working with kids a bit younger, so that we can instill a good foundation and good habits, so that we can focus on a lot more advanced concepts once they get a bit older, and not have to reprogram them. So, but yeah, look, obviously we always hope that we can, help develop and contribute to the next Australian generation of basketballers, and, we'll continue to do it as long as we can.
You heard it from Sedale himself. Also for referees out there, so it is super important to start giving players as young as under 12s and so on the good habits. So if you call your fouls and make the calls correctly, it teaches them the good habits from very, very young age. By the time to get to the ages of 18 and 19, they've got all the good habits set in their mind, and that's the way to do it. That's the way for them to become excellent players. So it's all up to us, not just coaches, referees as well, to help these young men and women to become the best they can. So yes, this is pretty much some of the questions I had for you. I don't have many questions for you, but I just wanted to tell me a little bit more about how you see, let's just say, how was it as you were playing? How did you have, well, how was the interaction like with referees, for example? Obviously, there were some calls you disagree, and I must confess there are some calls that us referee make it wrong as well. So
yeah, look, I mean, it's all part of the gamesmanship, and dealing with the referees and managing the referees. I still coach now. I coach youth league now, and you gotta. Sometimes obviously you got to take different positions, but also you get to understand the personalities of the refs because everyone is different. So you have to try to, just like as a player, understand the strengths and weaknesses and who you're dealing with as, individual players. Because at the end of the day, it is competition. So, sometimes I am a bit more stern with my position, but and sometimes, I can be a little bit more reserved with my approach. So, but you just have to, again, sort of take it in stride, but understand that, refs are going to make mistakes just like coaches and players, so you have to keep that in the back of your mind, even though when you're in the course of the game, obviously your emotions can get the better of you. So it is about maintaining that. But I think with the refs, it's also about trying to build a bit of rapport with the coaches and vice versa, and being able to have, open lines of communications. And again, understanding that, again, sometimes refs are going to make mistakes as well as coaches, but being able to be an adult enough to be able to own that and move forward from it, but also being able to, again, have those open lines of communications, with, both refs and coaches, and to be able to get, the most out of the game in the best interest of the players who are actually playing the game. So I think that would be my feedback with the refs, but again, I've had various interactions, different levels of extremes, especially as a player, because I was a bit fiery. Generally, I could be a bit more reserved, but once sort of competition sort of hits, I'm definitely a bit fiery and will speak my mind, but also, because again, at the end of the day, I am trying to win and trying to compete, and so any advantage that you can have, as a player or coach, you try to take it, and that includes your interactions with the referees. So, but yeah, I've always think it's all a part of the game and try to have fun with it.
You heard it from himself, yes. So to all referees out there, I always recommend you to have an open channel of communication. Be approachable. And sometimes at the start of many, many games, there is nothing said, not from you, not from the coach. And the first thing that you have an interaction is by immediately asking a question. So be open, be the first to speak to the coach. And like I said, there is a lot of things you can say that has got nothing to do with confrontation. You can always tell the coach, you have got one timeout left. You're a player, you got 20 seconds on the shot clock. Things like that. You just open the channel of communication in a positive way. So when they come and ask you a question, well, they'll think about it and say, well, this referee has been communicating with me, has been telling me, giving me information which are positive, so I won't be as emotional, maybe, not as aggressive, emotional when I ask him a question. So it's up to you, referee, sometimes, is to open these channels of communication. As the many players and coach, they already under a lot of pressure to try to perform and win the game. So it's us referees to open the channel of communication. Remember that.
All good?
All good. So look, if you need to you have a child, you have somebody that that wants to develop his basketball skills, I recommend to contact me or contact Sedale directly. So it's called again?
AUBD.
AUBD, they are on online, they are on the internet, they are on social media, on Instagrams and Facebook and things like that. It is great. I mean, they just don't learn basketball skills, but they also learn how to respect coaches respect, referees respect their teammates, and also respect their parents. And I hope you like this episode of Basketball for Dummies. If you haven't done so yet, subscribe to my channel, comment on this video, like this video, and share this video so more and more people can be knowledgeable about the game of basketball and what's all involved. Until the next one, you know I always give you my best.
All right, thank you.